Hello, my lovely Scorpios, and a very warm welcome to your annual forecast 2023 to 2024. Now, the year starts out with two of the personal planets retrograde. Mars, your co-ruler, and Mercury. So it's going to be important, as this sets the flavor of the year, to make sure that you have an internal focus, that you get your answers from inside. And generally you do, Scorpio, but this is more of an emphasis on being kind to yourself, on speaking kindly to yourself, noticing your thoughts, Mercury retrograde in this third house, resonating with Pluto there, becoming aware of the thoughts and the things that you say to yourself. Are they kind? Are they thoughtful? Or are they critical? Or are you rushing yourself around saying, I've not done enough and I could have done this and I might have done that? This is an opportunity to slow that down, put it into slow motion with Mercury retrograde, take advantage of it, and begin to put into practice some new positive thought habits. Takes a bit of practice, but if you're willing to do it, you'll transform your world. You'll feel great about yourself, and the greater you feel about you, the more people are going to want to be around you, and the more you're going to uplift people, which is, of course, what you really want to do, lovely Scorpios. Your sign is all about transformation, helping people transform, including yourself, from out of suffering, out of pain, into something miraculous and amazing. A bit like the caterpillar to the butterfly. That is your type of transformation, and the power that you have, and the Pluto, Mercury, the power of your thoughts, and really catalyzing that by making clear intention, because you've got a very powerful will. You're the strongest sign of the zodiac, and using that constructively. Mars retrograde in this 8th house. So don't push things, especially at the beginning of the year. If things externally aren't moving, work on pushing yourself a little. That's fine. But the externals, you may have to be patient. It may not be that everybody's caught up with your speed. Allow that to be. Surrender. The 8th house, very much surrender house, letting go. And it's a wonderful time for doing research, for digging into those subjects that you love, metaphysics, the invisible, all of that, all those areas that you really enjoy. Dig into them. You're going to get more information, and it's going to be really valuable. And trust what comes from inside out rather than the other way. And Mars does go direct on January the 18th. And after that, you may find that the world gradually begins to catch up and things begin to gain momentum. The next big event is on March the 8th, and this is when Saturn will change sign. So it's been in your 4th house these last almost 3 years, and now it's going to go into the 5th house for the next almost 3 years. And it's resonating there with Neptune. Now, this is really a very good combination, believe it or not. Neptune is the wider dream. What are you hoping for? What are you wishing for? What's your vision? And Saturn enables you to make that dream real, to put it into the real world. Now, this is very creative. This suggests that you're going to be doing a lot of creative things. So explore your creativity, explore your talents, explore your gifts. Saturn encourages daily habits, and this is the 5th house of joy, of happiness. So it may be a matter of training yourself to be grateful, to be appreciative. I'm sure many of you are already doing this. This just gives you the context to be able to practice it, to make it into such a habit that you're automatically smiling when you wake up, that you're automatically grateful and happy. And you may be teaching others and sharing that ability just by your example. It's powerful. This can promote a lot of success for being in business for yourself, for launching something that can be extremely successful and can also help many people. On March the 23rd, Pluto goes into your 4th house. Doesn't change sign very often. It's been in your 3rd house since 2008. Now it's only going to go into this 4th house. It's peeping its nose until the middle of June. It'll go back into the 3rd again for a few months. And next year, it'll stay in the 4th for many years. It's giving you a taster. So Pluto in the 4th house is all about you really finding your power. This is your co-ruler. This is you realizing that the power comes from inside of you. You may be taking more control of your environment in some way, deciding, hey, is this where I want to live? Is this a good place for me? Without listening to the outside noise or being influenced by others, but really tuning in deeply. You may move, you may make some significant changes in your environment. It could be upgrading, could be renovating, it could be getting a tiny home. There's many possibilities here. And it's also a great time for getting in touch with your ancestors, where you've come from. The power of all the mixtures of energies that are inside of you, the richness of it all. Yeah, and you may be exploring that and going deeply into it. On April the 20th, we've got a solar eclipse happening in your 6th house here, resonating there with Jupiter. This is a new beginning, possibly in your work area, finding more meaning in your work. It's a new beginning for your health, your physical well-being. You may be learning, studying, healing, energy. And also it's an upgrade of a frequency. If you tune into it, you may have to stretch. Jupiter suggests a certain stretching, but the eclipse, the solar eclipse, brings new opportunities in that area of upgrading your frequency and your health. Now, on May the 5th, we've got a lunar eclipse happening in your 11th house. And this is shining a light on your social connections. You may be making some changes here. A project you may have been working on may come to fruition. It's a time to think about, what are my dreams, my wishes, and how can I connect with like-minded people, my soul family, my tribe, people doing things that inspire you, or you may well be the leader that is inspiring others and shining the light for them to be able to awaken. This is an awakening energy and a connection more with making friends and social connections that are uplifting. And it may point out to you where you haven't got that in your world, where you may need to make changes to make way for the new energies. So don't be afraid if you need to be alone for a little while, or you need more alone time. Give yourself permission for that. On May the 17th, Jupiter will go into your 7th house of relationships, resonating there with Uranus. This can bring new relationships, a new sense of life into your relationships. It can bring a marriage, a commitment. It can bring learning in relationships, wisdom, meeting somebody who's very wise, who really inspires you. It can bring growth in a business relationship. But this is powerfully uplifting energies in the areas of relationships. The main thing is with the Uranus, for you to be willing to change and adapt. You're a fixed sign, you rather like things your way. So you may have to learn how to work with another person in a more effective way, so that you still feel as though you get your own way, but the other person doesn't feel as though they are being left out in some way. It's all doable and it looks very promising. Now, on October the 14th, we've got a solar eclipse happening in your 12th house, sorry. This is a new beginning for spiritual growth, an opportunity to learn how to relax more, to de-stress yourself, to find peacefulness in nature. water, meditation, whatever it is, to find the peaceful place. And from there, you're going to get more answers, more inspiration, more opportunities. And on October the 28th, a lunar eclipse happening in the relationship area, again, activating relationships. So this is certainly a year where you can learn a lot with relationships. You can make great progress, and it can be very exciting. The Mercury retrogrades, April, May, August, September, December, and into 2024, are all in earth signs this year. So it's going to be important that any ideas you've had or have, you make an effort to make them real. So it's a great year for setting yourself baby steps every day, if you can, of 1 or 2 or 3 things that you're going to do physically, and then do them. And this will build the momentum of feeling as though you're achieving something and you're being productive. And that will tune in with that Mercury retrograde potential. So there you have it, my lovely Scorpios. Thank you for subscribing if you haven't already, for liking, for commenting, I read them all, and for sharing. Happy New Year. Much love. Bye for now.